Hello viewers, welcome to my channel Pharmacypedia. In this session, we are going to discuss about the part 2 packaging material sciences. We are going to discuss about the stability aspects of the packaging materials and the quality control test for the drug products and the packaging material. So when we talk about the different pharmaceutical product, we have seen that the three types of the contents are being used. The first is the glass containers, second is the plastic containers, and third is the metal containers. So when we talk about the glass containers, we go ahead for various types of the test. For example, the powder glass test, we go for the which is also known as the crushed glass test, and we go for the whole container test. So Pharmacopoeia have specified the evaluation for the glass in the way of the titration method. So we are basically checking whatever amount of the alkali is which is being released from the glass container into the drug product formulation. It is important here to understand when we talk about the different packaging material, there are different problems associated with that. So the problem which has been associated with the glass container is that it leaches out the alkali, because glass is made up of silicon dioxide and the alkalis. So the alkali gets leached out from the glass container into the drug product formulation. So we calculate out the alkali which has been released by the titration with the sulfuric acid. So Pharmacopoeia has specified the method whereby we can decide the amount of sulfuric acid which is being consumed in the neutralization of that alkali with the help of a indicator. So the volume consumed, it gives out to you the types of the glass. So for the different sorts of the glass, like type 1 glass, type 2 glass, type 3 glass, type 4 glass, which have the different utility in different sections. So we need to conduct either the powder glass test or the whole container test in order to ensure that the alkalis should not be released from the product and our product should remain stable during the shelf life. Second, we can discuss the evaluation parameters which are being conducted for plastics. As I have discussed in my previous video, for the plastics, the problems associated are of the permeation, sorption, leaching, and chemical reactivity. So permeation is the amount, sometimes it happens that the drug product formulation passes from the packaging material and goes out. So in that case the product becomes concentrated, and sometimes it happens the plastic leaches out from the container into the drug product formulation. In both the cases, the therapeutic there can be any sort of the chemical interaction between the plastic and the drug product formulation, and this can impact the therapeutic efficacy of our drug product. So we need to go ahead for checking whether there should not be any sort of the permeation, sorption, and leaching from the container into the drug product formulation, and there should not be any sort of the interaction between the drug product and the formulation. So when we talk about the plastics, we need to check when we are actually using the plastics for the parenterals and non-parenteral preparations. For example, we need to undergo the leakage test, collapsibility test, clarity of the aqueous extract, transparency test, and water vapor permeability test. For getting the idea of these tests in detail, you can refer my videos in the section for the parenteral and parenteral preparations, unit 4, in the industrial pharmacy playlist. Then we also need to carry out the plastic container test when we are packaging them for the ophthalmic preparations. So for the ophthalmic preparations, we need to check for the eye irritation test, systemic injection test, intracutaneous test, leakage test, collapsibility test, clarity of the aqueous extract test, and the non-volatile residues test. We also need to check the formulation. We need to check the formulation and the plastic material, how they have interacted, and we need to check the material for the appearance, light absorption studies, pH, non-volatile matter, residue on ignition, heavy metals, buffering capacity, and oxidizable substances test. These tests have been described in detail in the pharmacopoeias. Apart from that, physicochemical testing, we also do need to conduct the biological test. 3 biological tests are important as far as the packaging material is concerned. First is the implantation test, second is the systemic injection test, and intracutaneous test. Next we move on to the stability studies. stability is very important. When we pack the product into any sort of the packaging material, we are not only concerned with the stability of the formulation, but we at the same time we are also concerned with the stability of the packing material. So we need to conduct the stability studies. We need to conduct both the types of the stability studies. The first is the accelerated stability study and second is the long-term stability studies. So the major aim of the pharmaceutical stability studies is to provide reasonable assurance that the product will remain stable during the which they are in the marketplace during the shelf life. So the product has to remain stable, the therapeutic efficacy should not go down, it should be within the range while during the shelf life, and also we need to ensure that it is fit for their consumption until the patient uses them till the last unit of the product. So it should not happen that the product remains unstable once after opening. So after opening also it has to remain stable. So when we talk about the stability studies, we need to carry out the stability studies for the packaging material as well as for the complete formulation for both the time, real-time studies and accelerated studies. Real-time studies are also known as long-term studies. Also, the good manufacturing practices for the stability testing ensures the shelf life determination, and we need to take care that the expired product should be disposed properly. As far as the stability testing for the packaging material is concerned, we need to check the stability, we need to check the packing material for the compression strength testing, which ensures that the product will remain stable during transportation, during shipping from one place to another. At the same time, we also need to ensure about the distribution simulation testing, package integrity testing, package strength testing, vibration testing, shock and vibe testings. So all these testings are conducted on the packaging material as well, because before shipment, before transportation, we need to carry out these sort of the studies to ensure that the product is safe in the provided packaging material. Both the kinds of the material, primary packaging, secondary packaging and the corrugated packing do provide strength. So we need to check for the strength testing, we do need to check for the integrity testing and vibration testing and shock and vibe testing. So these was all the testing we need to ensure whether the product is stable in the packaging material or not. As far as the quality is concerned, we need to build quality not only into the product which we are manufacturing, but we need to build the quality into the packaging as well. Then only overall the product will have the total quality. Thank you so much for watching my video. Please do like, share and subscribe to my channel Pharmacypedia for getting further updates. In case of any comments, please provide your views in the comment box. Thank you so much.